Hey there, I wanted to quickly share the build that I've been playing, since from the minimal research that I've done, nobody's really talking about it, and only one person on PoE Ninja is playing it, and it's not me. I'm of course talking about hit-based Fireball Elementalist. First, let me set some expectations. This isn't going to be a full-blown guide. In fact, I don't really recommend the build if you want to be OP and kill all the new bosses with ease. Instead, I'll just be talking about how it works, what it's good at, and why I don't recommend it to anyone. My name is Schwingy, roll the montage. So as you can see, the clear on this character is pretty nuts, and at this point, I would say it's the only thing that keeps me playing it. My 6-link setup for Fireball is pretty straightforward. I've got Fireball linked with Pinpoint, Spell Echo, Immolate, Life Tap, and Cruelty. Now, to be completely honest, I don't know how Cruelty works. There might be something better and more reliable I could use instead, but I don't know. If you happen to know more about it, please say something. All I know is that our damage seems to be about 60% hit-based and 40% ignite-based if the path of building numbers are to be believed. And Cruelty's description seems to match well with that, so that's what I'm going with.
Nice.
The setup definitely seems kind of funky at first, but I tried a bunch of different things, and this is the one that felt the best, so I stuck with it. While I'm mapping, I try to remember to equip my Evolve Fireball for a lazier clear, but when I'm bossing, I use my level 21 Fireball gem instead, if I remember to swap them. Now I believe what causes the entire screens to blow up at once is the combination of Barracks Respite Ignite and Shock Proliferation, and Herald of Ashes explosions, chaining all over the place. Do correct me if I'm wrong. I've got a Martyr of Innocence staff, which just gives us a ton of flat damage, which Fireball scales excellently. Pierce is also really good to have on a build like this, since if I don't have it, I pretty much only kill one pack at a time, which sucks. The way I'm getting it at this point is through a pair of Voidwalker boots. Eventually, I'd like to get some gloves with Pierce as an implicit, and swap the boots for something way better. I'm also using the somewhat broken Gull combo with Domination and Shrine Effects passives on the new Atlas tree to make my mapping faster, since my goal of this character really was only to be able to clear maps quickly, which I think it does fairly well at this point. I say somewhat broken because what shrine buffs you get in any given map is pretty inconsistent, and so your experience varies from map to map. Sometimes it's great, other times it's lackluster. The amulet I'm using is the ever-popular Ashes of the Stars, which I got lucky with and found on my first Eater of Worlds kill. And yes, I did use this build to take down all the new endgame bosses, though it's definitely not a boss killer. In fact, the single target damage is so bad that I've chosen to mostly ignore arch nemesis monsters simply because they take a long time to kill and really slow down my mapping momentum. My skill tree is really simple. I just focused on fire damage and cast speed, and picked up Elemental Overload for offense. And for defense, I mostly picked up life and some life regen, as well as some nodes to deal with ailments. Very basic stuff. So what's the build good at, you might ask? Well, it's most fun when I'm running through a juicy influence tier 14 to 16 map with huge packs, as it really just blows up the entire screen. Especially when I get lucky and find the speed shrine or the spell echo shrine, oh my god. I mean, what other spell in the game lets you shoot frickin' lasers? The only thing is, I'll often find myself running around at Mach 10 and then suddenly get slapped in the face by a bunch of projectiles that no human could possibly react to, and then I'm back in my hideout, having to do that walk of shame back to where I died. And now we get to the problem the build has and why I don't recommend it to anyone really. Defense. I can't for the life of me figure out how to make my character tankier. I've tried the holy aura trinity of Determination and Grace and Defiance Banner, as well as getting Life Leech on my Cluster Jewel, or even life gained on hit with the 3x Watcher's Eye. Even with all of these active and the inherent 30-ish block chance I have, this build feels terribly squishy. I've died well over 200 times on my way to level 91. If you've got ideas on how I could fit more block or spell suppression or any other defenses into the build, I would love to hear them. At this point, I plan on figuring out what I want to farm and farming that until I can afford a more expensive and better build down the line. I'll probably do something with Cast on Crit Cyclone since that's really my favorite playstyle in the game, but we'll see. Feel free to check out the path of building of my character in the description if you want to take a closer look. What under-the-radar builds have you guys been playing? Anything good? And again, if you've got any ideas on how to improve my character, I would love to hear them. Thanks for watching, I hope you have a wonderful day.